Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Dungeon Crusade. Now we just started the game, we just had a single turn, and our quests of this first dungeon dive, we got 3 quests. So first we want to go into this village here, and we got to clean out all these chambers, getting rid of the monsters in these chambers. We will find then a horn, and we got to blow the horn, and that will then kind of a wake or call for a boss monster that we have to fight, and if we kill that, then we fulfilled our main quest. The side quest, we have to kill 6 wraiths. One of them is up here. Not all of them have already spawned. Only up to 3 can always spawn at the same time. So we have to kill these 6 wraiths. And then we've got to find the Book of the Dead, which is in one of these 2 chambers, also guarded by creatures, I assume, and we'll destroy it, and then this is done. And of course we also have to kill the 2 guardians that will eventually show up, which is the 3rd quest that is always there in every scenario. Now keep in mind, if we've done that, the game is not over. We just go back to the village, have a celebration day, and then we'll kind of go back into the dungeon, and then there will be additional adventures waiting for us. So we're basically on our way into the village here, the village of Briarwood, with 4 of our heroes. These guys here crossing the bridge here, and down here the knight and the bard, they wanted to go to the crypt of the betrayer, but while they were crossing the swamp of sorrow, this area here, they were attacked by a skeletal grunt. So this is what we have to deal with right now, I guess. So let's go again through the turn. We have our upkeep phase, and I already replaced the initiative tokens. There was no big of a change, just 2. But okay, you will see how in which order they activate anyway. I don't have to talk about this right now. And this is pretty much all that happens during the upkeep phase for now. Now we're going to draw the top encounter card. So let's see what that is. Environment. Like the sound of thunder, a loud evil voice is heard speaking to the minions. It's the voice of their master. When rolling the raid die, a result of 1 or 2 will also suffice for converting a vagrant minion into a raiding minion while this environment is in effect. Wow, that sucks. That's pretty tough. So the environment will be in effect as long as there is no other environment. So that's pretty rough. And then we got to check if the guardian shows up, and we roll our d20, and the guardian spawn marker is at 17 at the moment. That's a 9, so he won't show up, and this goes down to 16. Okay. And now we come to the hero phase, and I think I want to start activating the Bard. He's got my number 1 here. And he's going to attack the skeletal grunt. Now, one thing that's really important, attacking ends your turn. So usually you have 2 actions, but you never have a second attack. If you attack, your turn is over. Okay, so again, we have to randomly check which of the 3 combat styles we have to go with. So we roll our die. That's again the second one. I guess that was again lucky. So we have arcane combat. Is that true? No, that's not true. It's mythical combat. This is hard to remember, but one day I will. Okay, so we need to beat a 10, and if we lose the combat, we will lose 1 life point. So again, we roll first our warfare dice, the purple ones, and after that, the white final strike die. We roll them at the same time, but that's the way they are then kind of calculated. And we have an overall, we're going to use again our bandit blade, so we do 1 damage, and we have an overall modifier in mythical combat of +3, and as mentioned, we need to beat a 10. So let's see. Okay, that looks really good. Perfect. So we have a 9 here. And we have a 13 overall, so that's that would be a 12, and that is a 13. So both are hits. Now it would be possible, we can quickly do that the guy can defend our attack roll, the warfare roll, because he has his shield, the special ability here, the shield deflect. So on a 15 to 20 he could defend that, and actually he does. He has an 18, but it doesn't matter because our final strike was also a 13, and because the special ability only applies during warfare rolls and not during final strike rolls, we managed to slay him during the final strike. Okay, so that means this guy was killed, and he only had 1 wound left, so I'll place the marker here. I'm going to take the card, and now we can see if we get any rewards. So this green number here, or the white number on the green background, shows the amount of life force we would get. Well, in this case, especially because it's a skeleton, there's no life force for us. And then we got to roll a die, a 20-sided die, and you can see here we do 1 single roll, and if we roll a 20, we are allowed first to draw a treasure card, and second, we would get $100. But we need a 20, so it's going to be hard. But let's hope for the best. Close. Okay, so no rewards here, but you can see also here, this is the skull symbol, and that corresponds with the symbol here. You see? So our tavern task told us to kill 5 monsters with this symbol, and well, that was the first one. Okay, so that's the end of his actions. Now the knight will activate. So he can move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he gets another movement action. That's 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he moves right here. And now we go to the third hero, which is our priest over there. Yeah, and I guess we simply go north. So that would be a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cannot end on the same space as one of our other guys. So number 4 is the ranger. Oh, actually no, I can move again with the priest, of course. I forgot that. So we get another 6. Okay, that's interesting. Now let's see where do I want to go. Maybe I want to go to this mining site and simply explore it. I cannot mine yet, but I could go there. Huh. I'm not sure though. Tough choice. So I just checked again which houses we have to clean. And it's actually these northern, eastern, and southern Briarwood. So it's not these 2, just these 7. So I'm not sure if I want to go there right now. Maybe I want to go there later. I think I want to position myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, I'm just going to go there for now. Okay. And then it's the ranger. Wow, he's got a 9. That's massive. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just gonna bring him here, I guess. And then we have the battle mage. She's a bit behind. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does the ranger have another move? Oh, he might actually. But still, I think I'm actually going to leave him standing there. And then in the next turn, we can rally 2 heroes and enter one of the chambers as a team, which is better. So that was that. And the battle mage has another movement action. That's simply just a 4. So maybe they will then stay down there. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm going to move them possibly just here, 4. And then we come with the warlock. So that is a 5. Plus 2 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm also going to leave. I'm thinking about, I'm actually, so 5, 6, 7. I'm actually thinking about revealing this thing with the warlock. He's got a lot of points. Yeah, I hope I can do it. Let's see how much I roll now. That's again a 5. That's excellent. So I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can reveal this. And this is, you can see here, this is not a mining site. And I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to continue my movement now. So we got a set here in the player aid. Yeah, it's actually, I think it's a free action. Yeah, here, it says here, stand adjacent to or on top of a potential mining site. Okay, so we did that, but I can now move on. So I got 3 more points, I guess. So I'm going to move back, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Excellent. And this is it. This is the end of the hero turn. And now we got the monster phase. And at the start of the monster phase, we have to spawn again to the maximum of the minion population. So we slayed 1 minion, so that means we have to spawn a new one. So again, we're going to draw from the minion level 1 deck. And this is another Shadow Servant, and the green guy this time. And it's interesting, they are now adjacent here. So I think it's also time to mark these, maybe. Okay, so let's see where this guy spawns. This is number 6. So that's up here. Okay. And does he have a special ability? It seems he does. Vanish. Okay, but that only applies if he's a raiding minion. So I'm not going to place a marker there right now. Just hope I remember that if he starts raiding. Okay, so now we got to activate all the minions. And we got to remember now this specific environment card here, the voice of the master or what. On a 1 or 2 and on a 12. We will now see the minions become raiding minions. So we start with the red wraith. Okay, he doesn't. And let's move this guy. And he's got that special ability. After his movement, if we roll a 14 to 20, he activates again. So let's see. That's a 4, and he's got a 7 overall. So let's see the red one. That's this guy here. So he moves along the green line. So it's 1, 2, and now we're on the skull. So we got to roll now again where he continues his move. That's the blue space, so he goes down. That's not so bad for us. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we got to check if he activates a second time. And that's a 12, so he doesn't. Okay, and you know what? I'm not going to do the whole activation on camera this time. I'll let you know what happened. I'll let you know what happens if something interesting happens. So the green wraith, which is this guy here, I rolled a 1 here before his activation. So that means he becomes a raiding minion. And now he moves straight to the exit, which means there's a good chance that he will actually meet us. So now I will simply roll, also just standard. I'm going to roll the die and see how far he moves. Oh, that's 8 spaces. That's a lot. And then you can, now he follows these red arrows that you can see here. just like that. That indicates the fastest way to the village. And in some situations, like here, we got to roll which arrow he aims for. So he's got 8 movement points, and we roll. That's a 4. So he actually moves down and then like this. And that's good for us because he moves basically right towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And now the question is, will he move again or not? And he does. And that's not good. Yeah, that's not good because he will then probably attack the knight, and the knight is, I think, not that good in fighting wraiths. So we got to roll again. Oh, that's awesome. That's just a 1. So he only moves 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah, shit, he just makes it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he ends up right next to the knight, and he's going to attack. So, bit unlucky here. Maybe he goes for physical combat. Then I'm okay. I'm actually pretty good. I got a chance to kill him immediately. But if he goes for the other styles, I might end up in trouble. Especially if he does mythical combat. Then I'm really in a bad shape. So we don't want to roll a 2. A 1 would be great. A 3 is still okay. And it's a 3. So that's not so terrible. This is arcane combat. I have an overall modifier of 0, but at least I don't have a negative modifier here. So let's go into the arcane battle now. And I will do my counterattack, of course. So I got to spend an essence, and that gives me now the option to at least deal some damage to this guy. So let's see, is there anything exciting? He only has a single life point, and that's it. So if we deal 1 hit, he's already dead. That would be nice. Wow! That was not so terrible. So that's a 20. So that is definitely a hit. The 8 is probably not enough. No, we need an 11 to hit. We don't have a modifier. So that means we take 1 damage. Because we were not successful during the warfare roll. Wait a second. That's 10, so it should be like this. No, that's not. Yeah, I think it should be like this. But we did a 20 during the final strike, and that means we managed to kill the guy. Awesome. So this guy is gone. So we place the card back here. That means we have to spawn him next turn, and we can remove 1 of these tokens, and just gonna place it somewhere. Just get rid of it. Okay, so our first wraith has been slain. That's good. Oh, and we get a chance to loot, I guess. Although, actually, I'm not sure. I think I can only loot during my turn. So I think that the wraith actually kind of sits there and it's kind of like tipped over or something. I'm not absolutely sure about it, but I think so. And I get a chance to loot during my turn. Not sure if that makes any difference. I'm gonna check that. So I think I can actually loot the monster right now. It only says if it would have been killed by a ranged attack in a previous turn, I have to go there in the next turn and then loot it. But in this specific case, I think I can do it. I'm just gonna do it. It makes the things a little simpler, and it probably will not have a massive impact on the game anyway. So we need a 19 or higher, and that was just a 10, so that didn't work out. But anyway, we managed to kill the Wraith. That's a good thing, brings us closer to our quest goal. And now I'm continuing the activation here with the Orc Archer. And again, I rolled a 1. So the Orc Archer becomes our next raiding monster. And so yeah, we have to now activate this guy. He's sitting here, and it's actually not that unlikely that he will yeah, I'm pretty sure he will move up here and then go this path. I think that's faster than going this way. So he will probably also move towards us. So let's see how much. I think he's got a how many? D6 plus 3. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, 7 spaces. So that's 1, 2, climbs up the ladder, 3, and then it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think you cannot move through here. You got to move around this wall here. So yeah, he wants to go like this. Honestly, considering that wall, I'm not sure which path is closer. Maybe he is faster if he moves that way, but I'm really too lazy to count here. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll again a die, see which direction he moves. So on a 4 to 6 he follows the path we just did. Okay, so he moves actually the other way. I don't know which one is faster here. I think he was standing here, and he had a 7, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he moves this way instead, because here, yeah, that might be longer if he moves around, but I don't want to count everything. Okay, so now this way. That's a bit of an issue. It would have been easier if, oh, actually, I want to roll again here in which direction he goes now. Okay, that's a 3. So yeah, he proceeds in this direction. So we have to somehow try to stop him. So maybe I'm going to move with these two guys north into the Black Mark Grotto and try to catch him there. So the bad news is that the Orc Siegebreaker, he also follows this path. He's not a raiding creature, but yeah, he randomly follows this green path. So we got now both of these guys on here in this on the way to the Black Mark Grotto, and that's not good. Okay, so I just realized that there is no connection here between the Swamp of Sorrow and the Black Mark Grotto. So, I could go in here and then try to catch them from behind. That means I have to basically move across these trap markers, which is risky, and well, it's also a bit far away, and then I have to follow them from behind. I don't know if this is actually something I want to do. So I don't know. Maybe I will simply use these guys, and then that guy shows up in this area. I can still go back with them and fight them. Yeah, I think this is actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move with these guys more toward this area here. I'm going to start cleaning out some chambers there in Briarwood. And if this guy comes closer to the bridge, I will move down and try to slay him. So, you know, one thing I've forgotten, I want to move Albus, the dog. He's still here at the entrance. I think I'm going to move him into Briarwood, to this group, because I think we're going to see some loot there, possibly. At least I hope so. So he's got 1d6 plus 6, and he also has 2 actions. So he is super fast. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we can move him again. Okay, wow, I mean, that's insane. So I don't know, I'm just going to put him somewhere here. And that's it. And yeah, that's okay. And he just sits there waiting until someone calls for him, so then he can take the loot and bring it to the village and maybe buy some stuff there. Okay, so we go now into the next turn, and I've already arranged again the initiative tokens. I don't play too much around with them, except there is a special need for it, but I don't really see that at the moment. And now we have again the encounter phase. Let's hope for, I would like to see an environment card. I want to go this away. And now this is an event actually. So let's see. This is the art here. Randomly select a hero. Let's do that. So we simply roll a die from 1 to 6. Okay, that is the Ranger. It's this guy here at the front of the group. Moving into Briarwood. This hero has discovered a legendary chamber where a great battle took place long ago. Roll 1d10 to see what the hero has found. Wow. Okay, so let's do that. We have a d10. I absolutely love the fact that you simply have all the dice. d4, d6, d3, d10, d12, d20, and you have to use them all. It's just amazing. So we roll a d10, and we want to roll high, I guess. So let's see. That's a 10. Holy shit. 10. The hero finds a legendary item. Flip through the loot deck and take the first legendary item you find, then reshuffle the deck. Wow. Awesome. That is fantastic. So we need a orange item, and let's hope for something exciting. And there it is. He finds Imperial armor. Ho ho ho! Now that is obviously awesome. That's the Ranger. So we give him the Imperial armor, and yeah, it's kind of, he can actually use it. It gives him +4 on physical. This is insane. Now, and here's the thing. Usually you would not be allowed to use this until you are tier 3. But yeah, fuck it. I want this thing, or I want to use it, and I will. This is just amazingly cool. You cannot buy the stuff, but you can definitely find it, and then you can use it. Yeah, so that was just a great card, and it goes into the discard pile up there. Okay, so this stays, but hey, that was definitely worth it. Oh, and we've got something written here. In all of Avalon, this is the best armor you can obtain. I mean, that was really awesome. And I just love this. You know, if it's unbalanced, okay. But I think in this game it's not an issue. And I love when crazy things can happen. You know, you draw an event card, you roll a die, you roll a 10, and you find some awesome card. I mean, this is, you know, it's just in the talisman spirit. It's not about the balance, it's about the story, it's about the excitement. Perfect. So, yeah, let's see. We start now. Oh, we got to check for the Guardian. So, got to roll a d20. On a 16, we will see a Guardian. Okay, there we have a 20. So that's now bad news. The Guardian comes into play. And by the way, this thing goes down even further. So now we're going to draw a level 1 Guardian. And this is Horus. Whoa. And okay, so his origins are in Deadwood. Hundreds of years ago, a great war took place where the village of Deadwood now stands. Captain Damok Horus and his detachment of soldiers of the Avalon Valiant Army were at war with the ravaged undead. Outnumbered and surrounded, Captain Horus was given a choice: die or become the general of the ravaged undead. Okay, well, maybe we found some remains of the war here, the Imperial armor. You know, you could say that there was a war there and we found that. But sadly, there was also this Guardian here. Well, obviously that was in Redwood, it wasn't here, but okay. So, what does that mean? So, I think we first have to spawn this guy. Yeah, so he simply spawns according to the standard rules. So we simply roll a d8, and that's where this guy spawns. That's one. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. That's right around the corner here. Tough. Okay, so he has a huge standee, and he is placed right here. Ugh. Okay. And yeah, that doesn't really make me happy. So we go now into the hero phase. The Guardian will activate, I think he activates in the monster phase. Yeah, so I'm thinking about maybe we can even try to attack him. But first these guys down there will do their actions, so that's not of any interest for them. So we start again with the Bard, Matahari, and maybe we can explore the mining site here. That's not great, that's just 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm adjacent here. Diagonal is K, I guess. So I'm going to flip this, and we found mining site number D. That's cool. And I continue moving. Okay, that's a 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could move here, trigger the trap. I might get even a shot at the Orc Siegebreaker, but I mean, this guy is not raiding yet. He's just moving around, so maybe there's no real need for that. I think I'm going to continue my way into this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just go here, and now the Knight Sir Brennan will follow. That's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. And then we roll again. Okay, that's not too spectacular. That's a 3, so we just can move him here. Okay, and now things are getting interesting. We have the choice. We can either start trying to clear out the chambers, or we can attack the Guardian before it attacks us. But that's not so easy because, yeah, I mean, we're not that close. It's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces with 2 movement actions. Yeah, I mean, that should be possible, but it's not safe. We could spend essence. Not sure. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting situation now. I want to do it. I want to attack him, and we see now our first tactical decisions, right? Until now it was basically not too exciting, but now things are getting more interesting because this is one of these this is kind of a boss combat, and we will also use now a different combat system. So, I'm going to keep my my teams of 2 people because it is actually possible to attack as a team if you use this advanced combat system that you use against champions and against guardians. So if you fight minions, it's always one-on-one, but here you can attack as of a team, possibly up to 3 characters. That's the maximum. I want to use 2 teams with 2 characters each. I mean, we have 4 guys there. So that sounds reasonable for me. My main concern is that I cannot reach the guy because he's a little bit too far, but I think I can. So first, I'm going to activate the ranger. I have to follow. No, actually, here. This is my first. The lady here, number 3. She wants to team up with the ranger. And yeah, I need some good movement rolls here. So let's hope I don't mess it up. Doesn't have to be perfect rolls, but a 3 would be what I want. That's a 4. That's a good start. I think I can get to this guy. So I'm going to move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move again with my second action. Okay, that is still good. That's 4 spaces. That's what I need. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to stand here, so maybe the other guys can then stand here, and I'm not blocking it. That worked out just well. So what I can do now, I don't have to attack. I can still attack now. You can move and attack. But what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to attack right now. I'm going to postpone my attack. I will spend an essence to rally a hero. So I'm going to spend 1 essence. And I could rally up to 2 heroes by spending 1 essence. But I only want 1. And I can rally the heroes that have the next 2 initiative tokens. So I could rally now the ranger and the battle mage, but not both. I could rally both, but I could not rally the warlock because he's number 6. I'm only going to rally the ranger here. Okay. Because I think they really work well together. At least that's what I'm hoping at that point. I hope I didn't mess this up. Let's see, this is... yeah, that's this thing here. I kind of thought that through. Yeah, he's good at physical combat because of the Imperial armor that he just found. He's good at chaos. And she hopefully can deal with the arcane attack. She's not great, but yeah, we got to do with that. I think we're going to take some wounds there, but okay, we got to accept that, I guess. So now the Ranger activates. And yeah, he has... okay, these are 6 movement points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And no matter what I roll, I will have enough to move here. So now we will attack this guy. Okay, awesome. So first, we check again. We have again here 3 types of combat styles. That is arcane, chaos, and physical combat. Now, different to the Minion combat, where you have just 1 round of combat, here you have 3 phases of combat. All 3, when the Minion combat happens, you determine 1 randomly. Here you have all 3 of them, but you have to determine the order in which they happen, also randomly. So usually they tell you again to use these tiles. I'm a little bit afraid that if you use these too much and play around with them too much, you know, after a couple of years, they will be kind of fucked up. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to play around with these tiles too much. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to simply grab a 12-sider for every combat style. So we got the green, the black is chaos, and the red one is physical. And I'm simply going to roll these 3. And so they, okay, so this is the last phase. They have the same results, so we got to roll them again quickly. Okay, so we start with green, then it's black, and then it's red. This is the number, this is the way the phases work. So I'm going to place these phases here. Green, black, red. Okay. Now, depending on how many weapons we have, each hero can attack so let's say it that way. A hero can choose a weapon, and then he can use this weapon to attack in that specific phase. So for example, I have here the 3 phase markers, and I can use we start with arcane combat. So that is, wait a minute, she is involved. She's going to try to do that. That's not going to be easy. I'm going to use my Dagger of Mourning because it does +2 damage. So it does 2 damage, and this is actually some kind of stupid misprint here, right? This is mirrored, the phase 1. So both sides, it's strange. So we're going to place this here, phase 1, to indicate that I'm going to use this as an attack weapon for the arcane combat. Then this guy here, the Ranger, he's got a +2 modifier on... it doesn't really matter actually. I'm going to use this as a chaos weapon here, and I'm going to attack with the basher during the chaos phase, and then during the physical phase I'm going to use the woodsman bow. And if one of these had only, or let's say if both of them had only a single weapon, then one of them had to use one of their weapons to defend, because you can only attack with a weapon once per turn. That's the way I think it works. I gotta check that again. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's actually the way it works. Now, we're gonna simply roll the warfare dice. There is no final strike in this type of combat. So we take the 3 12-siders and the 3 6-siders, and we're gonna go for it. So let's see. We want to roll high. That's not a good start. We want to roll high, so let's hope for the best here. Well, that doesn't look too great. So let's see. This isn't good. Okay, so first of all, we start now with this part here. 15-2. Okay, that was really, really lousy. We only rolled an 8. We have no bonus with her, so she already takes 2 wounds there. Bad start. The 2 says she takes 2 wounds. That wasn't good. Now we have a 13 here. Again, really a bad roll. The 2 12-siders only rolled a 2 here. Very, very bad. So we take a wound here in phase 2, but this is only a single wound. He does not do 2 damage here, but terrible start. At least in physical combat, I managed to beat him easily, actually, and sadly I only do a single damage on him. So that didn't went well at all. That was a really, really bad start here. Okay, but okay, I gotta live with that. I was unlucky with these D12s. So now we're going to do the same thing with the other 2 characters. And I hope we're doing more than just 1 wound. That was terrible. So we start now with Lorena, the battle mage. Okay, these are 5 movement points. Did I do that right? Actually, I fucked that up. You know what? I should have moved. It doesn't make a difference. She was standing here, so that's exactly the same distance. That is the priest. Now she moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she 1, 2, 3. She can just make it 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, she did it. And then the warlock. Okay, that's a good start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's gonna make it easily here. And actually, same thing, I forgot. I'm gonna spend with her, I'm gonna spend 1 essence to rally this guy. And now we're gonna have to fight again. Hopefully this time we're doing a little better. That was a very bad start. So actually, at that point, it doesn't really matter in which order the combat happens. It would be important if we would slay the guy in an earlier round of combat than in later rounds. Then the later rounds would not happen. But, I mean, we can do it anyway. Okay, so that means we start with physical combat, chaos, and this thing is the last then. And now we got to think about how to play around here. That should not be too hard. So I'm really strong in chaos. So I want to use Luke's training sword because it does the most damage. And I want to use that during the second phase because that's the chaos phase. Physical combat, I'm not bad. I'm gonna use my unbalanced axe in physical combat, and I can use the modifier here of Luke's training sword. I just don't do that much damage. And both characters have to participate, so I have to use this guy. In arcane combat, he's got a +2. He's going to use the apprentice staff, and let's see, hope we can deal with that. Okay, so now we're rolling again our 6 battle dice, and hopefully it works out better this time. Okay, that looks much better. Okay, so we start with physical combat. So we have a 14. This guy only has an 11. We can even add more, so lots of damage here. And that means we used the axe, so we did 1 damage to this guy. Next, chaos. We have an insane value here. We got +6, so we have like, I don't know, 22. I mean, that was just great. We used Luke's sword, so that's 2 more damage. And last, it's the arcane combat. We rolled a 9, pretty solid, and we can add 2, because that's his standard value. Is that enough? That's 11. That is sadly not enough. That sucked. Yeah, he's really strong in arcane combat, so that means I take 2 wounds here. Not good. But okay, I think at least we brought him down to 4. He has still 4 wounds left, so that's pretty rough. I wonder if anybody should already take a potion, but I think it's not yet time to do this. Okay. And you know what? I will move Albus. So he moves 8 spaces. 1, 2, 1. I don't know if I can enter here. Probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to place him here. And that's it. Then I'm done with the hero phase, and now the monsters will activate again. So we're going to start spawning a new wraith. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so the wraith shows... man, that sucks, man. So the wraith shows up right at the spawn point of the guardian. Okay. So, does that matter where exactly he shows up? Honestly, I don't think it does. I'm going to place him here. He's going to get there anyway. So, and he becomes a raiding monster immediately. Oh, actually, it might matter. Yeah, no, it does matter. Because then his way might be longer. So we're going to roll. It's a random space. So he shows up next to the guardian. There are 3 spaces available. So he actually shows up at this space here, and he has line of sight. I think you can see through creatures. I think only walls block line of sight. Okay, so there is actually one thing I missed. It probably won't have an impact on the game, but if a guardian is attacked, or I think also if a hero comes in line of sight, he will track the hero or the attacker, and if there are multiple attackers, there is a specific order shown here. It says class 2, class 3, class 1. So he tries to track the class 2 attacker. This would be the ranger. So I'm going to place a tracking marker on the ranger and also one matching marker on the guardian to indicate that. Okay, so he's now also going to be, I think, his preferred target. Okay, now we start activating, following this queue here, and I think the Guardian kind of activates between this Shadow Servant and the new spawned Wraith. Okay, so let's start with our first Wraith. So this is the guy down here, and there is actually a chance that he might come closer to us, which I would welcome. So that's a 5. So he moves 8 spaces. So 1, 2, and now the interesting question, which direction does he move? I would prefer purple or red. And it's green. Okay, I think that means he simply moves back. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he simply moves back. A little bit unlucky here. The question is, does he activate again? And he doesn't. Okay. Oh, I gotta check if this fucker actually becomes a raiding minion. And he doesn't. Okay. And now I continue. And yeah, gonna do most of it off camera. Okay, so the Cultist of Zool also just activated, becomes a raiding creature. This is not good anymore. So we also have the Orc Archer, and he was really fast. He ran here, he rolled a 6, very bad. And now the Cultist activates, becomes also a raider. So gotta find another token here. There you go. Place it here. And now she is not that fast, but still that's not good. So that's an 8. Man. Now, which way does she go? I think I'm going to roll again a die. Either a 4 or 6. I mean, she might be actually... I think if she goes this way, that's faster, because here she's going to go back 1 space. I think I'm going to move her down, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, and now I got to check in which direction she moves. I mean, I can move her down here simply, 8, and we can still then roll and see where she goes in the next turn, I think. That's not good. Man, I might have to go back with these guys, protect the village. I really don't have a good feeling about this. Okay, so let's continue with the Goblin Footman. Okay, he does not become a raider at least. Okay, now we get attacked by Horus. And if I understand that right, it doesn't matter that the heroes are rallied. He will only attack one of them. And he would only do it once. I'm pretty sure about that. But of course we got to go through a full combat with 3 phases. And he's going to attack the one that he's tracking, which is C2. So that is this guy here. This is Cain, Redfeather. And so the question is, do I want to do a counterattack? I could do 1 counterattack, and I think I will do that. Yeah, I think I want to do this. I'm going to spend an action, but I can only counterattack once per turn. So if I should get attacked by the Wraith 2, that would be bad. But this is not going to happen because the Wraith is raiding now, and he's going to go down here. He's not going to take the long way. So I'm not really in the Wraith's path. So I'm going to use my my essence to be able to do a counterattack. And again, it doesn't really matter in which order we fight right now. But I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, technically it really doesn't matter. So the order stays the same as before. It's going to be impossible for me to slay him anyway. So, but I can choose now one phase in which I want to fight back. So this is the only phase when I can do damage, and during the other phases I have to defend. So I will attack, and you can play around with this thing too. I think I will attack during the combat phase, during the physical combat, and in the other two phases I want to defend. I think that's what I'm planning to do here. And I will use my, well, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to use the basher to attack in phase 1. Yeah. Because this is where I'm best thanks to the Imperial armor. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it that way. It's going to be hard. Probably take some damage, but maybe I can also deal some damage. So let's hope for the best. Okay. Interesting. I think I definitely take damage on arcane combat, and this guy is tough. I mean, 15, yeah, no way I can deal with that. So I'm going to take 2 wounds here. That's not good. I got a -3 here. Wow, I mean, he really blasted me away. But I am pretty good in chaos. I got a 14 plus 2, so I got a 16. So I managed to win during this phase, but remember, I defend during this phase, and I can only do damage when I attack. So I don't take a wound, but I also don't deal a wound. However, I got an 8 during the physical combat phase, but I can add 4. So that brings it to 11. And that is exactly enough to win this phase. So I deal at least 1 damage to this guy. Because I did my counter attack. Okay, I think that's the end of his activation, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, so I guess that was okay. That was to be expected, that I get problems in arcane combat. So I think I'm okay with that. And now this last wraith gets activated. So let's see how that works. He is a raider. So we need a token. He's a raider because he can... Oh, it's already marked. God damn it. Because he can see us. And I also want to move... I want to place this special ability marker here. So, yeah. Now he's going to move, and we simply roll a die to see how far he will move. Okay, that means he moves 5 spaces. So he can move through all these guys. So it's 1, 2, 3. And at that point, I'm going to do an attack. And I got 2 movement points left. And so, let's see. Okay, yeah, we got to check that. So he's going to attack class 1. This is... So he can choose between the battle mage and the warlock. And the battle mage is class 1. So he's going to attack the battle mage. Okay. Well, I don't think that's good news. So first we got to choose... The question is, do I want to do a counter attack? I think so. I mean, it would be cool to slay this guy. He only has a single life point. You know, if I do a lucky hit, I think I'm going to go with it. I mean, that would be one less problem if I could kill him. So let's hope for this. And now we're going to see which combat he does. What would I prefer? Let's see. Wow. Oh man, that's not good. I'm really Man, this is just so terrible. Okay, I think I'm okay in arcane combat. So I would like to do that. So I need a 3 here. And I got it. Awesome. So he takes arcane combat. Bad choice, buddy. Let's hope for the best. So, of course, I'm going to use Luke's training sword. Got a +2. And this guy has an 11 in arcane combat. So I need a 9. That's not enough. I'm afraid. No, shit. That was terrible. That was so bad. I lost both rolls. Fuck that. You know, I think actually I'm gonna spend this thing. Let's see. I can spend this to do a reroll, and I think I want to do that. What do I need? So, okay, I need a 9. Yeah. So if I roll this, I need a 7. If I roll this, I think I got better odds if I reroll this one. Man, let's hope this is not a wasted one. Come on. That's a 15. Awesome. So we did it. We fucked up the first roll, so we lose a wound. I would take a wound here. But that is not a big deal. We did the second roll. That was awesome, the final strike. So we killed the guy. And that means one of these markers goes away. Excellent. A raiding monster is gone, which is important. If he would have gotten away, that would not have been great. And then we can loot, I guess. So I'm going to roll a die, and if I want a 19, that's a 14. So no loot for me. Okay, I think I want to do one more round. So we're going to go again to the upkeep phase. Nothing of interest happens, I think. Then we draw the next encounter card. So let's see. That's a new environment. That could be good if this one goes away. The heroes step cautiously into a large chamber of the dungeon where many banners are hung upon the walls. One of the heroes speaks up. These banners symbolize a declaration of war for any outsiders who enter these halls. We must tread lightly, my friends. When combating monsters with the human racial trait, these monsters receive a +3 to all warfare values while this environment is in effect. Okay, so right now the cultist of Zul becomes stronger and the others not so much. This one goes away, so we probably will see less raiders from now on, which is good, I guess. And that was that. And next it's again a guardian. So we might see a second one, which would definitely suck. And luckily this is not the case. That's a 4. So this goes down. And now we will see, we go into the hero phase. And so my decision is, I want to move on with these guys. I don't want to run back to stop them. I think that is just too much of a delay. I want to try to get one of these guys down here, and then we'll see what we can do. So let's see. I'm going to start here with the Bard again. So he will activate, and now I guess we have to trigger some of these traps. So he has a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, that is a 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm going to trigger this trap. And let's see. And look at that. That symbol indicates it's empty. So we can now simply move on. And I'm actually thinking about triggering this trap too, because that would bring me to the treasure chest. And on the other hand, maybe I should actually move here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's interesting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would bring me... Damn. I will not get in line of sight of this wraith. And I kind of want to. So wait a minute. If I go here, I got 4 left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could get here. And then, if the wraith moves here, there's a good chance he will see me. I think this thing blocks line of sight. So these are things I gotta check that. But I think actually I want to trigger that trap too. Maybe I'm lucky here. So let's do it. And let's see what that says. Okay, I was lucky. Wow, that was great. So no problems with the traps. And I can move on. Now the question is, do I want to open the treasure chest now? Or do I want to do it later? And I think I want to do it later. I think I want to move here. And then maybe if the wraith moves this way, he will see me. And... but I'm not sure if that actually helps that much. It depends which direction he goes. He might also go this direction, and that would obviously suck. So you know what? I'm actually not going to go here. I think I'm going to stay here and open the treasure chest. Okay, so let's simply draw a treasure chest card and see what that gives us. Oh man, that's a swinging pendulum. That sounds super dangerous. As you raise the lid, a loud snap above your head is heard, as if a rope just broke. A gigantic pendulum comes swinging down. Test evade 17 to avoid being hit. Okay, so this is a problem. However, we have this thing here. This is the scalable difficulty reference card. Level 1 heroes, when a hero must roll a d20 for an event, challenge, treasure chest card or trap card, deduct 6 from the value. I'm thinking about changing this a little bit in a way that not level 1 heroes, but if you are in this level 1 dungeon, so that when you go then again into the dungeon, it becomes more dangerous. And I think I like that. But it doesn't matter right now. So we can deduct 6 from this test. So that means we need an 11, which is still rough. And we have, it's an evasion test. So the bard has an evasion value of 2. So that means we need a 9 on a 20-sider. And we definitely don't want to fuck this up. And that is an 18, and boy did we fuck this up. Oh, wait a minute, do you have to go higher? Oh yeah, I think you have to go higher. Yeah, I think you have to go higher, right? So we're good. Yeah, we're good. 18, okay, we're good. Okay, so this actually stays now on the board. There is a marker for this for this trap. I just have to find it. Let's see. There we go. Okay, there is a marker, the swinging pendulum, and this is placed here. Now everybody who enters that space, now this guy is good, but I think he stays there now, but in the future, if anyone else enters this space, except for monsters, of course, they have to roll. So luckily you can go around this area, but that wasn't great. And sadly, no treasure, just a goddamn trap. But definitely exciting. So that was this guy, and now we can activate the knight. Okay, that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can move on. And that is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we move him here. And then in the next turn we'll be able to enter these chambers and maybe find the Book of the Dead. So, and now we go back to our big fight over there, and the battle mage activates first, and she will rally, so she spends again a token, and she rallies this guy, and together we're now trying to bring down, actually, I'm not even sure if that makes sense, because he's not any better than but he could attack. Yeah, okay, no, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to rally him. Do I? That's a tough question. I might consider actually rallying him instead, and I can. You know what? I think I'm going to do this. On the other hand, I wanted to use the ranger to go after this guy. That's a tough choice here. Yeah, I think I'm going to rally. I'm going to rally this guy instead. Okay, maybe I don't have to rally anyone, but yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to rally this guy. Okay, so now let's again randomly determine the order of the combat phase, and in this case it could be actually important, because if the arcane phase comes last, maybe we can avoid that if we kill him before that. The arcane phase goes first. Okay, great start here. And then we have physical, and last is chaos. So that was a bit unlucky. Okay, so he uses the apprentice stuff during the arcane phase. It's going to be hard, he probably won't do it, but okay. Then we have this guy, this lady, and she's going to use the unbalanced axe during the physical combat, and during the chaos combat she's going to use Luke's training sword. This is her best ability, so she wants to make sure that he deals 2 damage in the chaos combat. So let's hope that works out. I would really like to kill this guy now, and maybe then have actions left with the other 2 guys. That would be great. Okay, let's see. That looks good. I see the 12s and the 11. Well, I got 1 too many. This one shouldn't be here. And instead, wait a minute, I should have another red one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that is really good. I think that was excellent. But it's still not enough. Or maybe it might. No, I don't think it's enough. This guy is so strong in arcane combat. Yeah, it's still not enough. The 1. I only have a 14. I didn't make it to a 15, so I take 2 more wounds. So time for this guy to drink his potion, I guess. Maybe not yet, but pretty soon. Then we go to the physical combat, and that is a clear win. So I can do a damage here. Oops, got it. And we got 12 plus 6 for the chaos combat with Luke's training sword. So we managed to kill Horus. Awesome. Yeah, so that was really nice. This is also part of our quest. Remember, we managed to kill the first guy here. So we have to kill a second guardian. Okay, so now, this is awesome. We get 5 of these life force markers that we can use to level up and buy specific abilities. Okay, so these 5 points go into a common pool, and whenever we want to do something, we simply take it from the pool. Then we're going to now roll the loot die, and this time it's a bit better. So first of all, you can see here, we can roll it 2 times, and we need a 14 to draw a treasure, and we need an 8 to get 300 bucks. I'm not sure actually if we can get it twice. I think we can though. So let's see. And it's a 20-sider. So a 14 would be awesome. And that's a 10. Okay, that means we get 300 bucks, but it's not a 14, so we don't get the other stuff. And so, where's the money? It's over here. Okay, we're going to give that to her, and I'm going to roll again, and maybe a 14. Come on. That's an 11, so that's another 300 bucks. Okay, I think that was okay. I mean, at least we ended up with some money to buy us some potions. Pretty good. And we can also buy us a pickaxe now. So that was cool. Okay, and this guy is discarded. So of course we can remove him now here. Excellent. And now, this goes away too. We have the ranger. And the ranger is a perfect enemy against the orc archer. So I want to bring the ranger now down. He's also quite fast to stop this stupid orc archer from reaching the village. Okay, that's 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Great. And last of the pack is the priest. Not quite sure what to do with her. And I'm also not sure if I should give him the healing potion. I mean, the thing is, you can heal up to 6 points, but he only has a maximum of 8, and he's at 4 now, so I think it's a little too early for the healing potion here. I mean, if you draw a blade or something, a swinging blade, that's bad. You don't want that, right? But usually I think you don't take that much damage. So I'm going to go now, what am I going to do with the battle mage? Maybe I'm going for the treasure chest over there. You know, I might actually do this. So, let's see what I roll. That's pretty good. I think that works out. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I can reach definitely the treasure chest next turn. So I'm going to move here, and I can remove that, and we'll see what we find. Come on, give me something good this time. A sinkhole. Holy crap. As you approach the chest, you feel the ground beneath you begins to tremble and sink. You are quick enough to jump back to solid ground and watch as the chest is engulfed by a vast sinkhole. Place the sinkhole token on this treasure space and move back 1 space. A hero must spend 3 movement to jump over the sinkhole. Monsters ignore the movement penalty. Okay, yeah, that kind of sucks. This actually blocks this route. There's a wall here, there's a wall here. So yeah, I mean, if we want to go in there, we have to spend additional movement points. Okay, so there's the sinkhole. It clearly seems that the treasure chests do not really work out for me until now. But okay, at least no damage or anything, just a bit of wasted movement points. So that's the end of this turn. Not quite, at least for the heroes. Now we got to activate the minions and we'll see what happens. Maybe we see a confrontation here. It's possible. So first we got to spawn the Wraith again. 6 this time. Let's see where that is. That's over here. Okay. So he goes back into the line. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there are enough now on the board. So I'm going to activate them, and again, if something interesting happens, I'll let you know. Okay, so wait a minute, I'm going to do it like this. So what happened is, this guy came close, but he didn't quite make it, so we get a chance to attack him next turn. This Wraith here, he went away from us, he went up here. So that's not really great. We might have to go deeper into the dungeon to hunt down the Wraith eventually, something I don't really want to do. And this lady here, she decided to move down here and then go in this direction to the exit, this cultist of Zool. And remember, she is now pretty tough because of this declaration of war here. So yeah, I'm not really happy with that. I wonder if there's enough time to find the book. It depends. If we find it in the first chamber, I think we might have the time to run back and catch her. Otherwise, maybe another one of these heroes has to go down here. This is not good. It really slows down the whole thing quite a bit. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. Okay, so I guess at that point I'm gonna load it up, and yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Bye.